A female student was accused of being transgender and investigated for it because she just happened to be too good at sports. So now this happened in the state of Utah after some parents of some girls who came in second and third place during a state sports competition could not accept that their kids were beaten by another girl. That this girl had completely outclassed their daughters when it came to sports. So now look, David Spatafor, the Utah High School Activities Association legislative representative, told the Utah legislature's Education Interim Committee on Wednesday that his organization had received multiple complaints from loser parents, that I added loser into it, who claimed that this very talented female athlete was just too good. She's too good to be a girl. I mean, obviously she's too good at this sport. And so there must be something wrong. No, maybe your daughters aren't as good as you think. That's okay. Not everybody's endowed with natural, abilities at sport. I'm certainly not. Okay. And I'm open about that. But okay. Parents of sports kids. Okay. I know you love your kids. I know you think the world's of them. Okay. And I know you support them and you want them to win. But calm down. Calm down. Chill out. It's just high school sports. Okay? It's school sports. That's it. What are you doing? The whole thing is absolutely ridiculous. So these sore losers, right? And I'm not talking about the girls that were competing. I'm talking about the parents. The parents. Those are the sore losers. Were like, that couldn't have been a girl. That couldn't have been a girl. You know what? She doesn't look feminine enough. That was her argument. Now, Spatafor would not disclose the sport or the school associated with the case where the winner had outclassed her competitors that year, but did reveal that the UHSAA had asked the student's school to investigate her, to do a secret investigation to see whether or not she was a girl. They went back to her kindergarten records and found out that she had always been female. Now, this is absolutely fucked. This situation. I mean, they did a secret gender investigation of a child because the parents were just so incredibly salty that their kid lost. Really? Really? And I said secret investigation because guess what? Nobody was told. Neither the people nor the family were told about this investigation at all. In fact, according to Deseret News, we didn't get to the parents of the student simply because of all the questions about eligibility were answered by the school or the feeder system schools. There was no reason to make it a personal situation with the family or that athlete, Spatafor explained. Okay, but I'm worried, but what if there was? I mean, what would have been the next step? You're inching too close to doing genital inspections in school. Is that the direction that you want to go in? Hey, drop your pants. We don't think you're feminine enough. You did a little too good in sports. We got to see if there's a penis there. Show us the penis. We know you got one. Or we suspect that you've got one. There's no way a girl could be that good at sports. No, look, this whole thing is ridiculous. It's deeply, okay, so it's deeply transphobic, yes. It's also incredibly sexist. Are you saying the implication here is that women and girls are so bad at sports that they could never stand a chance against a trans girl? That's ridiculous. That's not true at all. Yes, there are some situations where a trans athlete actually did very well competing against cisgender women and other athletes. And then there are a lot of situations where transgender athletes also do very poorly against cisgender athletes. How weird. It's almost as if, people have good days and bad days. And sometimes, again, competition, you can do good at competition, or you have certain advantages that are not related to, you know, having a penis or whatever. I mean, it was that swimmer, and I can't think of his name right now. That guy's got all sorts of genetic advantages over every other swimmer, and that's why he blows everyone out. But that's okay. Again, the whole thing is ridiculous. All of this is ridiculous. What's going on here? And Michael Phelps, thank you. Look, all these anti-trans bills, which, by the way, Utah passed back in March of this year, all those bills were a solution in search of a problem. Look, this is so ridiculous that even Republican governors, Spencer Cox, was against the bill. He pointed out at the time of the vote that, hey, look, this is a problem. This is not a real problem. This is not something that we need to be spending our time legislating. You know how many trans children were in sports? 4. And one of them was a girl, was a trans woman. There's no epidemic of trans girls coming in and dominating all sports. This is not a real issue. It's a fake problem that conservatives have come up to scare themselves. I mean, it's all just, you know, culture war nonsense, hate bait. And aside from being, again, openly discriminatory against trans youth, it also accidentally, as we see in this situation, targets athletic cisgender girls and perpetuates sexist stereotypes against women that participate in sports. Look, if you call yourself a feminist, right, and you think banning trans women from sports is a good idea, you might want to go back and examine if you are actually a feminist.